beautiful world.
We are not just bragging.
We blaze the trail in broadcasting. And it is about you.
At KAFTAN TV, broadcasting is not just about information, education, and entertainment.
It's an aggregation of all you need to know in Nigeria
and around the world to create signal.
At KAFTAN Television, we have all it takes to be on top in broadcasting.
Our mission is simple: to project Africa in a truthful yet positive manner.
Wait, we're coming to you in style.
Here we are, starting from September.
Look at what the facts are.
And as you say on KAFTAN TV, imagine a beautiful world.
Hello, I'm Abdulazeez. Former National President, Nigeria Union of Journalists, AUJ, one-time President, Federation of African Journalists, FAJ, a former Executive Council member, International Federation of Journalists, IFJ, member, International Press Institute, IPI, a former Commissioner for Information and Strategy in Ogun State. With over 4 decades practice as a journalist, and still counting, firing on all cylinders at KAFTAN Television. We invite you to not only watch and enjoy, but imagine a beautiful world. Keep watching.
Welcome back. We shall be looking, as we discussed, as I told you earlier, we shall be looking at the confirmation of the Inec chairman. And in looking at that, we'll be going beyond the rhetorics, which he did. But we need to look at these critical issues of importance, of national importance, 2 gentlemen here in the studio. And both of them are social commentator and the public affairs analyst. And I have to my far left, Al-Haji, who said he's an ordinary citizen. So I should refer to him as ordinary citizen Abdulazeez Idris. You're welcome, sir.
Well, good morning.
Good morning. And we also have our great comrade. He's always here to give us issues beyond the surface. And that is the great comrade, also a public affairs analyst, a very good social commentator in the person of Dantata, Salihu Dantata.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. We shall go straight into looking at the dailies. But let us start with the one that has featured on almost all the papers, the appointment of the Inec chairman, which is what we are going to be discussing. How do you see the entirety of the session yesterday at the National Assembly? You, sir.
Yes, good morning once again.
Good morning.
It has been a normal thing. Whenever somebody was at least appointed, that process is the normal process that we know, that the president can select or appoint someone, but he has to go through the due process, which is one of it, to go to the National Assembly for screening. And that screening, what happened yesterday was, I don't expect anything more than that. Amupitan, his reputations, what he did, and how he has been doing his legal things has spoken for him. His qualifications, where he came from, his background, all has been revealed. Few Nigerians were able to know who is he. So based on that, I think that's why even the House of Assembly couldn't take much longer to screen him, for him to just bow and go. I think they did the right thing, to me.
What is your take on that?
Well, you see,
do you agree or disagree?
It brings us back to what insinuation people are making about a rubber stamp, two chambers of National Assembly. Because no matter what the situation is, you do take a bow and go for either people that were former members of State Assembly, former House of Rep members, or former senators, or maybe of one national recognition. But when you look at Amupitan'S case, what of these positions have you heard before? You see, the Senate, that is the red chamber, that is like the last hope of Nigerians. There were issues raised after announcement of his appointment as Inec chairman. Issues of the years he spent from primary school to secondary to even professorship and host of others. Even if he's well qualified, for Nigerians to know that their interests and their opinions are being taken seriously. We have 109 senators, and we have senatorial districts where most of us have senators representing us. They should have done that. You see, you don't just come at once and show that you belong to same ship. It doesn't work that way. Agree that in the upper chamber, APC has majority, in lower chamber and what have you, but this responsibility of screening, we know, lies with the upper chamber. So I think it is high time our senators sometimes take consideration of people. We are not saying they should disqualify him at the end of the day, but at least you can make a kind of
make him go through some
yes, there are certain, okay, he's bringing expertise.
Let him hear the interrogation.
There are political science students of universities that will have benefited from the interaction. Okay, I can give you an example of Nasiru El-Rufai. At the time, even though he couldn't scale through at the end of the day, when he was to be made Minister of Power, during the ministerial screening, a lot of insinuation were going on that he was to be made Minister of Power, whatever. There were certain questions, a lot of Nigerians gained from it. So there are certain ministerial screening processes that happen from 99, other years, that Nigerians, both old and young, gain from. So I think our senators, it is high time they know what is right, when and how, with due respect to them. So I think what Nigerians expected from them did not go the way it ought to have went.
Well, talking about his screening, but he had an interaction with the media from which we got all that has come up in different papers today. And he did assure the country that even the winners, according to the Vanguard, he said even the winner after the election, by the time they have gone through, they've gone through the fact that will be coming on IREF, they will be able to congratulate, even the losers will be able to congratulate the winner, having seen clearly how they lost in the election. Do you see that happening with the Independent National Commission that we know in the future, in the nearest future?
Yes, to me, there's nothing that is impossible as far as election conduction in Nigeria. It has happened several times. Since 1960 or 1961, there's an Inec, all the names used to change.
Fedeku, NECO and the rest.
Yes, we always have election. And when there's election, in every election, you know, there must be a winner and a loser. You understand? To losers, most of the times, any election that comes because they lost, they come and say that it's incredible. They came with allegations. You understand? But to the winners, it's success. They are celebrating. This is normal in every election, not only in Nigeria, it's everywhere. But here in Nigeria, what we're having today is some people thought that it is only when you win, that is when the election is credible. Some party members, some party people, that's what they thought. But it's not true. Election must have a winner and a loser. And in this case, you can see, let me just not go far away. Maybe just from Jega downward to Mahmoud Yakub, now to Amupitan. You know, these are different individuals. Everyone come with his own expertise, come with his own knowledge, come with his own, at least what he knew about capacity. He make his researches. At least Amupitan is just entering office now. So yes, he can say all this, but until when he entered office, there are some certain things you see them from far. You will not see that the inside of it is entirely different. That what Jega saw and that what Muhammad Yakub saw when they come in. Initially, all what you see on paper, only to see what you have been reading outside is not exactly like what you meet on the table. This is a different thing. So Amupitan should be really careful, not to brag, not to make so much noise, but let him enter the office, go into it, check all the files, read everything, study, make his researches before 2027, because it's a big task ahead of him.
Yeah, he did say he was going to look at this.
Looking on towards him, especially when some people are looking at. I know Amupitan was once a lawyer of Peter Obi, once a lawyer of Tinubu, once all those kind of insinuations. He has to remember that he happens to be a lawyer. He's an academician. You understand? All these things will speak for him. He needs to ensure that he maintains the integrity that people are expected of him. That's what I think Amupitan should focus on now.
Well, I think my co-guest has spoken well regarding that. Sometimes if you don't get into a house, you wouldn't know where the roof is leaking from. So I think he should not be overwhelmed. And beyond
very excited.
Yes, beyond him, there are also federal commissioners. So I think there is the need for new federal commissioners to also be nominated and appointed. Then state resident electoral commissioners. There are many areas that need restructuring in INEC. Go to local government headquarters, for instance. You have INEC representations. When you are conducting elections, you do at ward level, local government, nook and crannies, and what have you. Emphasis is not laid on these areas. It is high time also we draw attention to local government and wards, how their offices there can be capacitated. Because without the root, there can be the roof. So the issues there are, what he said is right. Professor Amupitan, being a constitutional lawyer, being a legal representative of this and that, differs from holding the extreme position of INEC chairman. Because when you talk about elections, you are talking about state assembly elections, governorship elections, senatorial, House of Reps, then talking about the president. Then forget about him coming from North Central. How people are perceiving him now is, yes, Mr. President brought Yoruba from the North. Just the same way they insinuated on the appointment of GMD of NNPC. That is not an issue because geopolitical zones differs. Today, if Nigeria is being splitted, which we don't pray for, Kaba can never go over there because the likes of Awoni, SB Dania lived and died as Northerners. Don't forget, Awoni was a protege of late premier of Northern Nigeria. So Amupitan, whether people like it or not, is a Northerner. So there is nothing, his name could be Amupitan, it could be this. He falls under where? The North. So whatever he's getting is under the North Central geopolitical zones. So the issues are people should look at him as a Northerner. In the North here, like I often say, we have different tribes. So Amupitan could be an Okuman from Kaba, just like Dino Melaya and what have you, but he's a Northerner like Ibera, he's a Northerner like Igala, like Idoma, like Tiv, like Bokobaru, like Batonu, like Fulani, like Hausa, like Kanuri, like Shua, like even Kambari, like Dakarkari from Zuru and host of others. So the agenda that should be set now is...
It should be seen as a Northerner and as a Nigerian and be given the support that everyone will require.
That is it. Not as office. Not as a Yoruba, Tinubu's brother. No, not at all. It goes beyond that. That is it. So what all the issue he raised, I concur with them. I should sit down, set agenda in order to come in peace and go in peace. There's one rule in security, let me mention it in a civil way. When they want to pull trigger, they will say don't pull in anger, don't drop in disgrace. So it is my wish and expectation that Professor Amupitan will not pull in anger and drop in disgrace.
All right, thank you very much. Don't pull in anger and then do not drop in disgrace. So Nigerians have high expectation of him giving the promises he has made. But again, we need to look at the Independent National Electoral Commission. One of the major challenge of all who have headed that commission is funding. When funding, that is why, like you were saying earlier, that you cannot go. You cannot stand from outside and say that house is fantastic until you go in and allow the sun to shine and the rain to fall. Then you know what part is leaking. Now, funding is one major thing. Now, do you think he can be able to be innovative to ensure, like he was promised, that he can be able to get that independence of the Inec? We all want Inec to be independent, but is it really independent to the extent that the funding there has to be a signature for that release of the fund? So what happens? What do you say to that? Will he get independence?
Yeah, from the name, from the outlook, yes, Independent National Electoral Commission. But as far as funding is concerned, I have not seen where INEC was mandated to generate money by itself through whatever means. Say generate money and conduct an election. I don't think. But I think constitutionally, it's still the federal government that holds responsibility to fund INEC, fund its activities. So, in that case, what I see here is both the federal government and INEC should do the needful as they have been doing before, fund it the way it needed to be funded. If INEC wasn't funded, that is where corruption will come in. Electoral officers, staffs of INEC and other officers can be corrupted. They can be infiltrated because lack of funding really can jeopardize the whole work that they plan to do. So INEC should be funded, seriously funded. During Attahiru Jega, during Muhammad Yaqub, we have seen how they came with their budgets, they presented it to the House, and it has been approved. And they didn't get any hitch, no barrier to their funding. So we do expect also this time around federal government, as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu nominated Amupitan, we don't expect him to sabotage any effort of Independent National Electoral Commission, because if Amupitan fails, it's President Tinubu that fails, and it's Nigeria at large that fails, because all eyes, both international and national, are looking at INEC. So Amupitan now, if funded, what she need to put is a record that is straight, that he has to be transparent. He has to be accountable. He has to ensure that his workers, the staffs, anybody involved within that line does not in any way compromise towards corruption. They should ensure that any little corrupt practice in that place should be erased entirely. Any individual found wanting should be sent away. She should not allow anybody to spoil his name. That integrity, that name called Amupitan, SAN or whatever they call him, she should ensure that he maintain that name. He should ensure that he put a record that will speak for him in the future. That's what I'll say.
You have anything to say to that?
Yes,
funding?
Beyond funding, the most paramount that INEC need is independence, autonomy. Because as it stands, they are under the presidency. Even if you see their plate numbers, you see AO1 presidency. Ought not to be like that. The issues are
should be totally divorced,
independent,
standing alone,
devoid of presidential control, devoid of control of the SGF. Who appoints INEC secretary, who is equivalent of federal permanent secretary? From head of service. So the issues here are beyond just funding, because beyond budgetary allocations that the appropriations that the two chambers of the National Assembly makes for them, they also have international funding they get. Sometimes prior to elections, like some payments for ad hoc, what have you, of course, observers that comes and what have you, even including the domestic ones. So beyond just funding, the independence is also key. Like he said, INEC should not be seen to be in the pocket of President Bola Ahmed, but Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they should be independent, whatever, so that in 2027, whoever wins, whether it is opposition, whether it is incumbent, then Abdulsalam Peace Committee will not have to start signing peace accord. You remember what happened in 2015 when the Urubebes, the Konebello Fadiles from the PDB Angola, the coalition
wanted to start a drama at the coalition center.
So we don't pray for a repeat of that in 2027.
All right, Nigerians, so at this moment we shall be throwing the line open so that you can join us in this conversation. We are looking at the appointment of the INEC chairman, our own beautiful and reputable lecturer from the University of Jos in academia. But again, we are looking at it beyond the rhetorics, beyond the promises that he has made to Nigerians. What is the reality? So the lines are thrown open now. You have 08029938365. The line is on the screen, so you can make your call. But before your call start coming in, let us look at the issue of the possibility. He talked about the possibility of using drone to monitor the electoral process, the election process. How fantastic or how acceptable or how unacceptable is that?
Yeah, you see.
What advantage does it confer on the process?
We are in advanced age. We are in 21st century. I think anything we are doing now, we should try to imbibe the culture of employing new techniques. We are in the era they call AI generation time. AI, artificial intelligence. Using drone, I mean, can help at least years to monitor. But I know how vast Nigeria is. Then I cannot recall the number of wards or electoral wards we have, but at least I know we have plenty of it in Nigeria. If perhaps they can use drone and some other techniques, not only drones, cameras, spy cameras and whatever, by the INEC.
Sorry,
which I know it drone carries to cameras and whatever. Okay, you understand that? Okay.
Hello, good morning. You are on to the press. Your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Richard, calling from Ogun State.
Okay, Richard from Ogun State.
I beg to disagree with one of the panelists.
Okay.
Who said, whoever wins, when a particular person is declared winner, the other person feels they won. No, that's a wrong narrative. In 2023, Nigerians were displeased with the way the elections was conducted, and till today, the outgoing INEC chairman had never come to explain. The only thing he said was go to court.
Okay.
Now, we're hoping to see something different during the screening, like the other man said. We want to see something like more robust. Like, what are you going to do differently about this and this issue and this issue of glitch and the rest of it? Now, that was what we expected to see, and not the rubber stamping approval or confirmation we saw yesterday. Now, Nigerians want a credible election. Put everybody on a scale and let Nigerians decide. That's what we want. Don't impose what you want on us. That's my own opinion.
All right. Thank you very much. So, he said Nigeria needs credible election. And the president or the party in power should not impose its own will on the people. Whatever party, not because the APC is in government today, but whatever party is in power should not impose its own will on the people. To what extent is this in alignment with democratic ethics?
You see, we're a third world country. You grow stage by stage. We cannot be America overnight. Don't forget, we have political toggery. We have other abracadabra. no matter what you do, we just have to be going the way we are going. Because, like my good brother here said, there are certain ungoverned areas in Nigeria. Today now, areas where armed banditry has affected in Zamfara, Katsina, and Boko Haram is in Borno and some part of Yobe and host of others, where people are even displaced. How do you get their votes? How do you ensure free and fair elections there? It is what you are given that you take. So the issues are our security forces, the police, particularly civil defense, DSS and others, need to be more
proactive. Well, hold that thought there. Let us pick this call and then. Hello, good morning. It is the press. Oh, please. Okay, please go ahead.
They need to be proactive because when you have an efficient policing system, honest police officers and what have you, when anything is to go wrong, they stand their ground. It happened in 2015 at the Coalition Center, where Orubebe and Colonel Bello Fadile started raising their voice. The IGP then, now retired, Suleiman Abba, mobilized enough mobile police officers because it was the army that were there, but he replaced most of these because constitutionally, custodian of internet security are the police. He mobilized a lot of mobile policemen and conventional officers. It saved the situation. So once our police are effective, well-funded, we can also have free and fair election to a certain extent, because sometimes, with due respect to the Nigerian police as an institution, they connive with some unscrupulous and corrupt elements of the police, then DSS, and even the Nigerian security and civil defense and other security, because during elections, other agencies also come and contribute. Then you don't know, Navy comes, they don't know maritime waters that time, they come and contribute to election duty. Air Force comes, immigration comes, custom comes, correctional service comes, fire service comes, including road safety and VIO, they all participate in election duties. So the issues are, let the security agencies be strengthened for efficiency. Once that honesty is there, they can collaborate with Inec, because no matter what Inec does, I can give you an example of riverine areas. There are times when they have to move electoral materials, maybe from Opokuma, Kolokuma, or to Brass, to Degema, and also for that. Without security, you can't even move it. Sometimes they even get attacked along waterways and host of others. So that is to tell you, security is key to ensuring free and fair election, because no matter what English, what kind of professor you bring, even from Harvard, Lincoln, or Cambridge, if the security is not there, who gives them the support? It's the security agencies. But sometimes they get compromised. So I think it is another area we should look into by restructuring the entire security architecture for efficiency. So when there are election duties, there should be honest officers, whether from police, civil defense, GSS, army, or what have you, that will do only for God and country, not for what will go into the pocket.
Okay, that is a very good one. In this conversation that we're having, it is also important that we look at one aspect that is of some kind of very serious importance to the general public. INEC does give contracts when it is preparing for an election. It contracts the printing of the materials. It contracts several other parts of the logistics, because INEC as a body cannot have all of these assets and infrastructure required. And in some cases, when it comes to even the printing of the deployment of the machines or printing of the ballot, people always query who gets the contract. Should that be an issue? Because the question, they say it's a PDP man who got the contract, it's an APC man, or the wife is an APC man, or the son who was given the contract, or the man given is a very close ally of. Should that be an issue when such is done? And how does that really erode public confidence on the Independent National Electoral Commission?
It does.
How?
But one thing is, we have to know that we are Nigerians, and there's no how you don't know someone, you do not accredit that person, you will just come and give him a contract that you know he might not meet off. There's timeline for them to produce the ballot boxes, for them to contract logistics and many other things that they needed. The IREB, whatever deployment, all those things. The network they're going to use. Now they're using drone, which also need network, electrification. I don't know. You know, there are a lot of things that
you need to power the batteries.
Power the
battery. Because how long will the drone be in the air to monitor a particular area where you are having issues?
Yes, how it sends the signals and so on and so on. So, in that case, what we need to look at, can we let those who are contracted be honest? And Inec should do, Amupitan, for example, now being the
chairman,
chief executive, he should ensure that he gave all these contracts to credible hands, irrespective.
Can you please hold that thought?
Geopolitical zones they come.
Can you please hold that thought? So we have a participant contributing. Oh, it's gone off. Yes. I think we're having some slight technical issue. We may have to go on a break now so that when we return, we'll address some of these slight issues. Let's go on a break. Let's go on a break. Welcome back. We're still on the press, looking at the important news item that has dominated the media space since yesterday after the confirmation of the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission on Mr. Amupitan. So here we are discussing beyond the rhetorics, what are the other advantages of having him in the office, and then the promises that he has made, and how he's going to carry this out in such a manner that as his actions are affecting us, we want to be sure it affects us completely. Like one of the speakers who called earlier said, he said, whatever it is done should reflect the will of the people. Back to you, we are talking about Nigeria not minding who gets the contract so long as the person is honest and forthright in handling the issue. Can you continue with your thought?
Yeah, that's my point. What I want is that yes, those contractors definitely has to be Nigerians. We're not going to give contract of printing ballots to Americans or to people from UK or Europe. It has to be Nigerians because our indigenous PEMs, we need to bring them off so that they can stand on their own. They can be able to match with the foreign PEMs that can have been doing that before, maybe if earlier they have been doing it. So the only thing is here is Inec should look back right from 1960s down to 2023. What are the problems of logistics that the other previous election has faced? What are problems or hitches that contracts and others have resurfaced in all those elections before? That's how Amupitan can be able to tackle any problems coming off within this 2027 and beyond. Because until when you look fast, you can be able to reflect what will come in the future. So definitely, what I expect of him is that he should put things in order, put the house in order, and Nigerians should relax. The reason is because we have electoral reform, which I think there are a lot of these issues that were discussed and were the constitution or the house, the bill that has passed. I think the areas like this that has been touched, they have gone through it and they were able to make a very good amendment on it. That's my take.
Well, I think issue of printing of ballot papers, you see, there are what we call security documents. Take, for instance, international passport, they're security documents. And we have a standard Nigerian Security Printing and Minting Company, even though it is now PLC. For us to guarantee the security of such documents, why not always making it, even though some might say it's monopoly, but you are talking about sensitivity. I think it should be only Nigerian Security Printing and Minting Company. Just
also
like
that the INEC is supposed to be independent, so let it take its own job there and they do it herself.
Nigerian Security Printing and Minting Company is there, just the way like they import polymer for printing of naira notes and or what have you. I think electoral materials should be strictly printed by Nigerian Security Printing and Minting Company, so that there won't be room for suspicion of saying no, at the time so and so was given this contract, maybe they had extra, because in 2023 elections those issues came, they arose, where they were saying no, so party printed excess. But if it is in the purview of the Security Printing and Minting Company, they themselves, they used to be subsidiary under CBN, even though PLC now with some share capitals from private, what have you, but the general confidence will be there from Labour Party, SDP, APC, PDP, and also of others. This is just a suggestion. But I also go by submission of my good brother. You see, we are encouraging businessmen, entrepreneurship in Nigeria. So if in another way, you now give it to one person, what happens to the families of those people? So I think in another way, maybe why they give this contract to Yaliam, they give to this and that, is for certain reasons. But in my own opinion, for the security of the documents and in the interest of generality of Nigerian voters, I think Security Printing and Minting Company should be the ones to be contracted the printing of electoral document by Inec.
Yes, that has been said again. It is important that the Independent National Electoral Commission is given the full hand to have that total control and have these materials printed within the soil of Nigeria, irrespective of who is in government. It goes to a large extent to contribute to our level of trust. We're expecting your calls. Please do call, because the number is still on the screen. You can call and make your contribution. Remember, this is your breakfast show, and we expect to hear from you how this matter is of interest and why it is to you. Gentlemen, there is this other issue that I think we should look at. You know, recently, the returning officers have been more of lecturers, professors, and all that. And yet, the credibility that we thought we should get, we have not gotten it by virtue of the thinking that a professor has been so humbled by discipline to be ethical in whatever he's doing. Now, with a new chairman, what will you advise him? Though he said himself that he's going to review that rule. While he's thinking of that review, what is going to be your counsel to him?
I don't go.
Okay, his counsel to him is that, in fact, let me go back to the statement you made, that there are professors, doctors, whatever, they're academicians. I think Nigerians should be able to know that not every professor, not every doctor, and not every individual is honest. In academic line, there are a lot of...
Please, can you hold your thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's a call.
So what I want to say, in academic line, we have seen a lot of immoral conduct by professors in universities. Sex for mark, money for to pass exam, and so on and so forth. A lot of immoral activities in the universities. So you might not be able to ascertain that, yes, this person is honest and he can do it, or he has the discipline in him to do this kind of job, until when he is given and when Nigerians see what he did. So Amupitan is as an individual, I don't know his record when he was in academic line, you understand, but I expect it to be a good one. So what we expect of him is that he should employ all mechanisms. The credibility that people are expecting from Inec and him, he should make sure that they have seen it koro with their eyes, as Africans say, koro with their eyes. We have to see it, and we have to be sure that, yes, he has put the record. Like my brother said, this is not the work of one individual. Security agencies are involved. Other individuals, for example, logistics we are talking, they are all people that will come for logistics and other contracts. So in that respect, there's a need for him to ensure that, yes, he put the record straight he maintain the honesty and integrity that Nigerians are expected of him?
Yes, I think I go by submission. I should live up to expectation because this is a very big issue. In fact, the president is the president and commander-in-chief. But Inec chairman, for the fact that votes matters, because this is from where you vote for senators that will go and preside over, make legislation that will better your education system, health care, security, power, employment generation. So it's very, very sensitive. It is something that touches the life. So that is why INEC has become a point of concern or issue of concern to every Nigerian, irrespective of tribe and religion. So there is tax ahead of him, which he must accomplish. There should not be fear or favor. Then again, there should be use of conscience. You see, sometimes when people talk about integrity, I laugh. If you have conscience, automatically you can have integrity. But it is very possible you have integrity, you don't have conscience. So conscience is what he requires to do the job. The conscience in him, not to favor, no matter how close he is, will make him to build that integrity. But with his integrity, already he has the reputation. If the conscience is lacking, he will just say, Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of APC appointed me. Why should I go when LP wins, or SDP or PDP or any other AA or any other party wins? Why should I go and give? Integrity, when you have it, sometimes you can be involved in favoritism. But once there is conscience, you can have both ability not to give in, not to succumb, to also build that integrity. So what Professor Amupitan needs now is conscience, which automatically gives him integrity. But integrity without conscience is like nothing at all. So you need to have that conscience. If you have conscience, you can preside over, then oversee free and fair elections at all levels. Then again, it is high time they abolish these state independent electoral commissions.
Abolish?
Yes, because when you are talking of that, a governor decides through these state independent electoral commissions to bring their stooges to become local government chairman. So let INEC take charge of even local government elections. Let it commence from now. The National Assembly can do it. It's just to hold public hearing and look into that, because there is one thing we are forgetting. When local governments are not stable, you continue to have problems in states and federal, because when you have certain things in local government, certain people will have no business coming here. So we need to look into that aspect. So the senators and House of Rep members should look into that portion of the law.
Okay, so thank you very much. Let's also pick, there's a call from, who is calling? From where? Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm calling from Mina. I'm Hamza Ushishi from Mina.
Okay, Hamza Ushishi, go ahead from Mina. Go ahead, we're hearing you.
Yeah. Please, let me start by saying amen.
Amen, amen to the good things you will say.
That is conscience. May his conscience enhance the INEC chairman's integrity.
Amen. That's a good one from you.
But you see, there is no how Nigerians will not be skeptical of this appointment. From the start, appointment made by a sitting political holder, be it a president or a governor, there is no way people will not raise eyebrows. There is no way people will not be skeptical about it. But the deed has been done. All we can say is prayer. We are solidifying our prayer. May he have the guts to actually look for a better integrity of himself and the commission. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hamza. It has been a very good one. Yes, he's saying amen to the prayer that you said, and he enjoyed us to further said amen, and he said that the man should have good conscience and let that promote his integrity. We are still expecting more calls from you, but before that call comes in, I would love us to look at the one of the other assurance that he made when he was interacting with the press, the National Assembly correspondent, was on the issue of penalty, appropriate penalty for those who are found wanting. And then he was advocating the establishment of an independent commission to be able to investigate and then charge these persons to court. How does that sound to the ears?
Yeah, it is a good one. But I could remember, if you check very well, the last electoral reform they passed is part of it. That commission is going to be created for it to deal with such issues, including those who might be criminals activities during the election and so on and so forth. They have set it already in the bill that they passed recently. So I think with him coming now, yes, definitely he has to ensure it's speedy creation of that commission by both National Assembly and together with Inec to ensure that yes, there's to ensure a smooth transition coming off. But one thing, before I talk much of that, I want to just buttress a point he made here, my colleague Dantata, where he's talking about state independent
abolishing
it. Yes, I think if you could recall, House of Assembly there was a time they were reading a bill on that. But along the line, I don't know what happened. It couldn't go further. I think, there were vested interests, and these are no more than governors, whom are the one beneficiary of using these state Inec independent commissions. They are just called state and Inec independent, but they are not independent. It's just, as he said, governor will bring stooges, put them as chairman of the local government, and
your own assistant that makes it look as if it's real.
Yeah, but one problem is that, as he said also, is very, very important. Until when those grassroots political areas were given full autonomy for them, INEC to conduct the election, anybody can, from irrespective of the party, he can come and win election in a local government where people want him. That could end even this insecurity that we are having problem of. This insecurity, local government autonomy, in the INEC conducting election, allowing people to choose who they want at the grassroots, that's the local government level, councillorship level, is going to help a lot. Those people that have engaged themselves in insecurity, banditry, and whatever, many of them was because they were disengaged. They have nothing doing. Nothing is coming to the local government as far as money is concerned. Still, the governors has blocked that one. Now, conducting an election, we have a candidate. Our candidate, because he's not close to the governor, he was not known by the governor, he wasn't given the chance to become the chairman of local government. That's really fueled the problem of insecurity that we're having today. That's the point I want to buttress after he said it.
Yes, he spoke from informed background. These are the facts. Once you don't tackle how elections are conducted in local government, okay, now you've made financial autonomy to them. You have given with left hand, you are taking with the right hand. The processes of administering still remains under the control of the governors. What have you done? Because when you go to local government, the director of personnel management comes from the Local Government Service Commission, the treasurer, and host of others. So I think INEC should be made to conduct election for local government. If we have working local government chairman, you could have infrastructure, healthcare, you could have other things that the inhabitants of these areas could bank on. When you go abroad, local governments are not taken merely just the way we do here, but what do you see? You see a governor picking, if it is a PDP governor, for instance, like it happened in Oyo State, Sheyi Makinde, during the local government election, all the chairmen that went were PDP chairmen. Same way if APC is in control, if Labour Party is in control, if like in Canada, NNPP is in control, automatically NNPP won the local government. So it goes. So I think we need to do certain things in order to correct certain abnormalities. Be it as it may, this is the time for us to also give INEC our support, because our support counts. Let us go out there we shout every day, bad leadership, this. Voter registration is ongoing. How many of us are going to register? If you go to the schools, primary schools where they are conducting the registration, whatever, you will see minimal numbers of people. So let us come out in mass, register. Then INEC also, they have a civic education department over there. Let them move in conjunction with National Orientation Agency, enlighten people. Those jingles they are doing, how many people watch television, even in my village? What happens on your TV or NTA, nobody cares about it. But if there is physical contact that they used to do during the Mamsa days, people listen. Like the other day I went to Rugan Fulani settlement. I asked them, have you done this? They said, no. We are underway at Kabusa. Go and do it. It is ongoing. They went in mass. They were not aware. Because if they want to listen to radio, is even maybe BBC or Voice of America or also others. So I make also them this responsibility. Then also political party monitoring. Most of these fiscals you are seeing abracadabra in parties, political party monitoring in INEC is not also effective. So when the chairman takes charge, they should also look into that department so that any party that does not undergo certain stipulated whatever convention, whatever, cannot come and say this one is chairman, this one is national secretary, organizing secretary, publicity, or this and that.
Hold that thought, yeah. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, hello, good morning. Where are you calling from? What's the name and where are you calling from?
Okay, Ade from Port Harcourt.
Okay, who from Port Harcourt?
Ade.
Ade, go on, Ade. Join us in the conversation. New INEC chairman, beyond the rhetorics. What are you expecting from him?
I expected to do the NIGCOMSAT for Nigeria because everybody is suffering today because of the INEC chairman. They cannot talk truth. Nobody believes them again. That was the issue you have. Like Port Harcourt now, no almost a local government for the APC. So many candidates like that. It's not good. But it is opposition for all those things. Nigeria should be better.
Okay.
Let me remember something now for you. Remember of Sharaki, the time of Senate. When the boy wants to do something, cannot accept. Say no, it's not like that. That's why Nigeria is moving forward. But there's no opposition. Everybody just go to the APC. Please all those things. How the Nigeria can move forward? Let the INEC chairman who do NIGCOMSAT to do good something. When they do good something, everything should be okay. Everybody will believe. Anybody will enter. You know that people is voting for you. You can work for your people. They do you spend money before you enter. You want to make your money back. How the country can move forward? How anybody spend a lot of money? When they enter, they want to make their money back. Because they cannot pay anybody. Then when they do is what is people is voting for you. You know that I can do something for your people. That was why I said, let him beg the INEC chairman to do NIGCOMSAT now. I thought that God will help everybody for Nigeria. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Yeah, it's the same thing we have said earlier, that if you have conscience, you should rely on the prompting of his conscience to do the right thing, and that, of course, will help him to go. We're almost rounding up now. Please, I would like us, you were talking about the weakness of the political monitoring team. Unit, in the Independent National Electoral Commission. And that was the thought that was hung up for. Can you just round up on that?
Yes, when the chairman takes charge, let him profile the staffs of that department, because most of this confusion you are seeing, SDP, LP, NNPP, all this, sometimes they create it is connivance. You go at once, you produce two chairmen. This one we do convention in Wari, the other one we do in Ilori. How does that connote? So internal party democracy is lacking, but externally, political party monitoring unit of INEC is also responsible. So when the chairman checks that, let him look into that.
Let me take this call. So this will be our last call. You're the last caller for the day. From where are you calling and what's the name? Yeah, please bring down the volume of your TV set. All right. Okay, go ahead. Our time is almost up. Go ahead. You have, do it in 30 seconds.
All right, I'm hearing you, sir.
Go ahead, do it.
I want to ask the new INEC chairman.
Okay, he's hearing you. Go ahead, ask.
All right. I'm an Igbo man.
All right.
My name is
Chinedu. Chinedu from where?
Yeah, I came from Anambra State.
You are calling from where?
I'm calling from Lagos.
Okay, good. Chinedu from Lagos. We're hearing you.
Yeah.
The INEC chairman is hearing you.
I want to ask you a question. Please, my INEC chairman, when will this tribalism of states end? When will all this loga, as you said, I heard you said about something of slogan, something. When will it end? We are human beings.
Yeah,
we know.
the INEC chairman just came in. So how is he? Can you please make your question very clear? The INEC chairman, how he's just coming in? You are asking him when will tribalism end? We need to understand what. Yes.
Okay. I want to ask when we vote. Vote for all the individuals we've casted.
Okay. That is your question for the chairman.
All these politicians things, all these Nigerian politicians things, the vote doesn't cast. How will the vote cast, if I may ask?
That is your question.
I said.
That is your question.
Nigerian politics. I said Nigerian politics. All this loga, as you said before, that is what you said before about slogans or something. And I'm saying.
Honestly, we are totally out of time. I may have to cut you if you don't round up. Just tell us, your question is when will the vote count? Is that your question?
Yes.
Okay, good.
When will the vote count?
Of course, he will.
And our votes are not counting.
He will listen. He has listened, and of course, he will take action on your question. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We have really come to the end of the time. Our time is really up. We have come to the end of looking at the important issue of the appointment of the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission and the promises he made. We have looked beyond it, and we have had input coming from you, our viewers, our esteemed viewers, and the gentlemen here who have professionally handled the matter in analyzing them. From me, I am Osadebamwen, and what's your name, Alhaji?
Idris?
Comrade Dantata Mahmoud.
From us here from this side of the divide, we are saying bye now. See you tomorrow for another session. Thank you.
Thinking of where to get the latest information and in-depth analysis on news, events, and trending stories around the Federal Capital Territory? Or do you need a medium to showcase those amazing brands, businesses, and events of yours? Seek no more.
So a big about coming to a whole lot of tourist centers.
And we got you covered. Tune in to channel 124 on Startimes at 10 p.m. West African time on Tuesdays and Thursdays to be informed on policies, news, reports, events, and their effects on the Federal Capital Territory. Only on KAFTAN TV. KAFTAN TV. Imagine a beautiful world.
Nigeria, welcome to Social Media Scoop, where we give you the facts, the truth, and none of the fluff. Today's feed is full of drama. The Minister of Finance has shown a shocking appearance, and Mark Arnold is calling Reno Omokri a flat-out liar, and iPhone 17 is causing war. VDM versus B-Load. The tech business is giving nothing but drama. So join me. Let's navigate this digital wave side by side. Hello Nigeria, this is Social Media Scope and I'm Choma ABC, ready to give you all the trending details across the social media. Now let's begin. Nigeria's Finance Minister Wale Edun has made an appearance in an art fair in London, clearly debunking rumors of a stroke that was trending all over social media. Earlier, the presidency had cancelled this claim, stating that he was briefly indisposed. In a video released by ODA Gallery in London, shows the minister engaging with guests, smiling, active, and clearly debunking these rumors. Let's take a look at how Nigerians reacted to this trending video all over X. Our first reaction with the handle Osasu tweeted on X, all the stories about his health would have been sorted if Mr. Edun had spoken. Did he speak? He is the financial guardsman of the country, and his health is critical to the nation. Another reaction with the handle @thatvictor tweeted, I love the suspense that comes with keeping the left hand in the jacket. Haters would have thought he had a stroke on the left side. Then boom, Baba showed them. May the good Lord grant you, Edun, perfect health and long life in Jesus' name. Amen. You and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu team have done so well for the country. Take care and have enough rest. An interesting comment there by that user. I have with me in the studio a lawyer, a great woman, a businesswoman, and a seasoned journalist, Fatima Imam. And she is my first female guest on Social Media Scope. Thank you so much for joining me.
It's such a delight to be here, Choma.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. So you've seen the video. You've seen reactions of Nigerians. Some say that Edun's presence in that art fair was just to debunk the rumors of him having a stroke. And some say it's quite a good thing for people in power to declare their health status so the citizens know if they're okay or not. What's your take on this?
So silence breeds rumor. Public officials need to do better in how they communicate with their citizens.
Exactly.
In a situation where you do not communicate with the people, they have no other choice but to fill the vacuum with assumptions, which is what is happening in this situation. So in this situation, although he has come out in public and we have seen him, and we can say he does not have stroke, but it is still not enough. Nigerians will deserve health updates. The citizens, yes, we need to know what our leaders are doing, because once you are in public office, your life is no longer personal.
It's not private anymore.
It is now our business.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is in the citizens' interest to want to know what their leaders are doing. So the visuals are okay, but it's not enough.
Thank you so much for that, Fatima. Moving on, Reno Omokri is in hot waters as Mike Arnold, an American activist, is calling and making damaging allegations on Reno Omokri. Mike stated in his Twitter handle and said that Reno Omokri called a press conference and falsely introduced him as a current Republican mayor and a close friend to Senator Ted Cruz. Mike has come out to refute those claims and said that he does not know Senator Ted Cruz and he is not a Republican mayor.
I'm Mayor Mike Arnold, like Good Luck Jonathan is President Good Luck Jonathan. I completed my term a few months ago. I'm not the current seated mayor of the city of Blanco. I just didn't want any misunderstanding there. I am not a personal friend of Ted Cruz. I met him once about 10 years ago when at an event, and he was going down the line and I shook his hand. So I know people in his office, but I'm not a personal friend. Also, and while I may tend to vote for Republican candidates, I haven't been involved in a political party in about 30 years. I'm really not a political person. In fact, the mayor's job for my town in Texas, like a lot of towns, is not a partisan position. Nobody knows what party. It's a small town, and we fix roads and schedule parades and things like that. So just wanted to clarify those things. I'm not a politician. I have a little family construction company that for my livelihood. I am not beholden to any political party here or there. I'm an independent voice, and I just wanted to make sure that that's established.
He went further to state that his findings are true, according to him, that about 100,000 Christians have been killed in Nigeria since 2000. This is clearly contradicting Reno's claims, who stated that the killings have drastically reduced. Mike also called Reno a manipulator and a liar, stating that the videos where Reno posted with some luxurious cars, claiming that they are his, that they do not belong to Reno or Mokri. He also stated that in Kenya, Reno threw a birthday party, telling his guests that former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan will be present at the birthday party. But when guests arrived and it was obvious that Goodluck Ebele Jonathan will not show at the birthday party, people started to leave. He further claimed that Reno usually makes claims that he has political connections, all to show that he has influence, and that Reno is doing all this eyeing a position in President Tinubu's cabinet. He has also dared Reno to deny these claims, and he said that he has concrete, damaging evidence to prove that what he's saying is true. He says that every time Reno moves his mouth, that Reno is lying. Up to now, Reno has not responded to these allegations by Mark Arnold. But we have certain reactions of Nigerians on this trending matter all over social media. Let's take a look at how Nigerians are reacting to these jaw-dropping allegations by Mark Arnold. Our first reaction on X with the handle Mr. Crypto says, "From this write-up, you are busy associating with a liar. For what? What for? You knew he was lying long ago, yet you kept associating with him. Your audience deserves an explanation. He mentioned you were a mayor and you kept quiet until now. To me, you both are partners in lying." Another reaction on X with the handle Baba